Okay, so hello everybody. I'm Halja. Some of you probably already know me because for several semesters we've had the conversation clubs. I'm from Estonia and I lived and worked in Medellin and Rio Negro for 7 years. And now I'm really happy to be back. I'm here in Medellin for 3 months and hopefully longer. So for the first time, I'm in the same time zone, which is very nice because normally I've done the conversation clubs at night and it's normally dark, but you can see that there's daylight. And Tori said it was cold, but for me, Medellin is always warm because where I come from, it's very, very cold. So for me, Medellin, there is always summer in Medellin. So about me, I'm a psychologist, but also a language teacher. I worked for a long time at Universidad Católica de Oriente in Rio Negro, and I taught German and English. But now I've changed my career a little bit, so I'm mainly focused on psychology. But I always enjoy teaching, so I'm very happy to be here. So as Doris mentioned, today's topic is Estonian architecture. I'm going to show you some images and some videos so you can learn about the architecture, because I think the architecture also says a lot about the country and about the culture. So we are going to watch the videos and then I'm going to divide you in groups so you can also practice speaking. As it's a conversation club, I really encourage you to speak all the time. If you'd like to speak, you can always raise your hand. And if you have any questions or if you're too afraid to speak, you can also write on the chat, but I can also help you. And also your colleagues or university mates can always help. So I think we can start. So to start, I'm going to show you a short video just as an introduction, and then I would like to hear your impressions about the video. Okay. So I would now like to know, what do you think, what's the idea of those wooden things you saw in the video? What was the purpose of those wooden? Yeah, it's also a kind of architecture. So anybody who would like to say something, what's your impression? What was the idea behind those wooden constructions?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Vico. How are you? We met before.
I'm great. Thanks for asking. I would like to say that it's amazing to see how we can experience, how can we share these all amazing spaces surrounded by nature. Because maybe as human being had been a lot of time surrounded by nature, but we arrive at a point where we can not experience this kind of sensation, the kind of feeling, because we are all the time inside our homes, inside our rooms, inside our classroom. But I'm sure that when we are experiencing nature directly, we are feeling, I don't know, maybe different emotions around our body, because we are part of nature, so we need to be part of nature.
Yes, yes. And I think nature is always a good therapy. Like when you hear the sounds of nature, they have even like scientifically investigated it. So when you are in nature, when you are in the forest, it really helps you to balance yourself emotionally and also physically. So thank you for your comment, Vico. Anyone else would like to share something?
Me.
Yes, Rafael.
Yes. Hello. I think that that structure, or the wooden structure, look like a very deep, most deep than that is in reality. In reality, is because the form of the octagon, or I don't remember how many shapes that had, but I think that it was an hexagon. I know, an octagon, A shaped share.
Yes, yes, I think you're right.
Yes.
Yes, it was an octagon. Yeah.
That architecture was from the last Middle Ages.
Mhm.
No.
Okay, that's very interesting that you know know these facts. Yes,
I
yes.
think that's Middle Ages.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
This is how.
Thank you. Thank you, Rafael. Anyone else? Pedro?
Hi, teacher. You listen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
so. The person showed me the balance between the us and the resources. And this moment is very complicated. The change climatic, like this one.
Yes, 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 yes. So in a way, like wood and forests are a very important resource to balance basically to balance everything on the earth. And I think the forests are very important to recycle everything and to clean the air and to protect the environment. So yes, thank you for mentioning it.
You're welcome, teacher.
Thank you, Pedro. And anyone else?
Hi, you listen?
Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you, Maria.
Okay. When I see the video, I feel like comfy and like, I don't know how to say, like more relaxed emotion. And for example, for me, I love the floor. So this place gives me the same sensation. I don't know how to pronounce. And the weather and the ambient is like the same thing, like relaxed, comfy, security. So I really like the video and the place.
Thank you, Maria Fernanda. I'm going to show you now an explanation about this place in English. And after that, if you'd like to comment on something else about this video, you can do it. So I'm going to share another part of the same video.
Just over 3 hours from Estonia's capital, deep in a forest near the borders of Latvia and Russia, something sits listening.
I'm Bridget Barber reporting for Atlas Obscura, and today we're venturing deep into an Estonian forest to listen to nature in a very unusual way.
About half of Estonia is completely covered in forests, leading to the country having some of the cleanest air in the world.
Estonia is one of a handful of countries to exercise every man's right, which is the collective right to access just about any natural area you want at no cost, as long as it's for leisure activities like fishing or camping or even picking berries. The forest here is yours to explore.
The value of their abundant natural resource can be seen across Estonian history. It inspired much of their folklore and continues to inspire in the arts.
We're in the village. We just went to the nature center and got this map to show us exactly where these megaphones are.
In 2015, architecture students from the Estonian Academy of Arts came together on an assignment to explore the concept of a public forest library. Students set about designing a place where the only book is nature, and to read means to listen. What resulted were these. They're called Roop. 3 enormous megaphones that appear as if from nowhere. They look so ominous, sitting quietly among the fir trees, like relics once used by giants centuries ago.
The students consulted with an acoustics engineer to perfect their design. Each megaphone was hand-built out of larchwood and has a diameter of 3 meters. And each megaphone is 6 meters from the center point. The distance and angles of the megaphones are such that when standing at the center point, you're supposed to hear a sort of unique surround sound effect, sort of like an amplification of the sounds of the forest.
These, of course, aren't going to work like electric megaphones, but there's a deliberate element of having to use your mind to really appreciate what you hear. Musicians have even come here to use these megaphones for concerts because of the acoustics they provide. It's interesting, these structures can either be your ears or your voice, depending on what you're looking for.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. I can't sing that tune. The sound of silence.
It's gotten a little bit later now, and now the bird sounds are really picking up. You know, I can't really tell if standing in the middle is any louder than standing, off to the side. I almost feel like this works a little bit better if you put your head at the small part.
While their intended purpose is to listen to the forest that surrounds us, perhaps their secondary effect is really getting us to listen to our own thoughts.
The cell phone reception here is spotty at best, giving you a chance to really be present. To use these megaphones to amplify the environment and drown out everything except it and ourselves. And because of that every man's right that I was talking about earlier, you can actually come and sleep here if you want to. You just bring a sleeping bag and curl up inside one of these giant megaphones. The other side to this is, of course, these megaphones are now a bit of a tourist draw. How well can we really appreciate nature when people are filtering in and out all day? And in a way, it sort of begs the question, do we really need man-made structures to be able to appreciate nature? Well, the answer sometimes is yes. Sometimes it takes an art installation in a forest to get us to go to the forest. Sometimes it takes giant megaphones in nature to get us to listen to nature. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to our channel to see more awesome videos.
Okay, so this was the explanation. Now, would you like to comment on anything else? The microphone is open if you'd like to say something, if something was interesting for you.
It was amazing because we can think that at the beginning these things were designed only to be beautiful inside the nature, but it has a proposal, it has a goal, it has something to do with listening the nature around every single person that is living in these spaces, or the persons that are trying to feel, to experience this kind of spaces. And the idea is amazing also because we are invited to listen to the nature, to relax, to sit down and listen to the river, see we can find a river, or listen to the birds, or listen to the air. It's a way to reconnect ourselves with nature, with something that is part of ourselves, I have to say again.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you, Vico. So it makes the nature even more present, and the sounds. Anyone else would like to share something?
Sorry,
Yes.
and it's beautiful because I have to say this because it's beautiful also because we had a combination between nature that is something that is created without man's hands, but these other things, the octagonals, are made by humans. So it's a combination between something that is created by humans and something that is created just by nature. That is a great combination, something that is fluently, if I can use that word, as something that is created.
Yes, that's a good combination of human and nature, and it seems to be like a healthy combination. Rafael?
Yes, I realized that the structure, the winning structure, is not an octagon, and that it has 9 sharps.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yes,
You're right.
it's more exotic than I think. How do those roofs? I think that is a roof. How did that structures are in the middle of the forest? Because I only see the part of the roof of a cathedral. I think that is a roof, but the other structures aren't in the forest. What happened with the rest of the structure?
No, what I think they were actually built in the forest. I think that they took the pieces of wood and built it in the forest. But I think this is the way, because I think they would be too heavy to transport them to the forest.
Using them like megaphones to hear the nature.
Yes.
That landscape looks like something when something where people can film a movie or a series about warriors or something like that.
Yes, 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 yes. It would be a good environment, very like mystical. I think forest is always a good place. Okay, thank you. I think we should move on because our time is limited. I didn't tell you, but we have around an hour left. We're going to finish our conversation club at 2:30. So we have around an hour. So I'm going to move to the next object. This is like an image, and I'm going to share a short video with you. And then I'm going to share you in groups so you can answer some questions about the place. So there you go. Okay, so this was another building. I'm now going to divide you into groups, and I would like you to answer those questions here. I'm going to copy them in the chat, or you can also take a screenshot, but you are going to have them. So would someone like to read the questions first?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Which period of time is the architecture from? Who lives in the area? How does the architecture affect people who live there? Do you like the architecture? Why? Is there anything similar to in Colombia? Yes, the nature. The nature is a little similar because the nature in Estonia have too many pines. How do you say pines?
Pines.
Pines.
Yes.
Yeah. Is a whole pine forest. The mainly trees are pines. In Colombia, the trees are how do you say are mixed from others kinds of too many kinds of trees in an only area.
Okay, but I'm going to stop you here because I would like you to discuss this in groups, and maybe you can find any other similarities.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you, Miriam? Nice to have you.
How do you do?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you.
The architecture, this country, I like because it's in madera.
Wood.
And hotel are very with water and it's very good.
Okay, thank you, Miriam. Miriam, I'm going to stop you here porque voy a dividirlos en grupos so you can speak together, and then after that we can discuss. So I'm going to divide you into 3 groups. You have around 10 to 15 minutes to discuss those questions, and then we are going to join the big group again, and we can discuss it together. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Thank you. Okay, so we are back. I hope you had enough time to discuss the questions. So let's see. I would like different people to speak. So the first question was about which period of time this architecture is from. So the first room, there were Christian, Diana, Elena, Miriam, Wilfredo. So what do you think? Which period of time is this architecture from, and who lives in this area?
Hi, everyone. We chat in the group about this first question, but we didn't remember exactly the period. We know that the construction is in the forest, and it's like inside a lake.
Yes, a lake or a river, maybe. Yes.
River, okay. So the people can get into the sauna, and when they get hot or they get warm, they can jump into the lake. But I don't know if I think this is like a modern construction. But I don't remember exactly the time period of that construction.
Yeah, like you don't have to know. It's just what you guess. Like if you see the image, what do you think? So, Miriam?
I think that time the architecture is hot because the people to go vacaciones.
Vacation, yes.
Vacation is with our trees and pole, and where the people enjoy very much.
Yes.
The one is hot, and people like very much.
Yes. You can go on holiday there, or you can go to relax. So next questions we had. Let me see. For the second group, we had Cynthia, Juan Jose, Manuela, Sofia, and Pico. So I would like you to answer if you like the architecture and why or why not.
The architecture is beautiful, then I will say that astonishing too, because it has the combination between nature and woods, and it has the possibility that people can enjoy a jumping into the water. So we can say that is amazing, and it's another way to realize our bodies, because we're enjoying water in a different way. And we are surrounded by nature, and we can enjoy maybe a weekend escaping from the city. That was another reason that we were discussing in our group.
Yes.
We discussed about that. The people who live there have two types of affect, like positive and negative affectations, because they can connect with essential things like nature or themselves, but they could isolate from the other people or from the reality, social reality. So we discussed about two types, or positive or negative affectations of live there.
Yes, that's true. Because you can also feel very isolated, because if you're alone in the forest, it can even be scary. Thank you. And the third group were Angela, Fernando, Pedro, Rafael. Is there anything similar in Colombia? This was the question.
The landscape is a little bit similar to Colombia because the nature, the trees, the lake, but the characteristic of the Estonian landscape is the big bunch of pines. In Colombia, in a few places, you can see a big bunch of pines, like an European landscape. For example, in Santa Rosa, it's a village that you can see a landscape similar to the European.
Yes, yes. Yeah, in Estonia, the pine forests are very common, but we have all different kinds of forests. I would say that the Estonian nature is quite similar to Santa Elena, because Santa Elena is also cold, so I would say it's more or less similar. And anybody else from your group, Angela, Fernando, Pedro, would you like to comment on something else?
Teacher, Pedro,
yes.
The difference is in the change the weathers. All is wind from Colombia is a little hot. The green is different for me. I look to watch the video. Is the green is different. The forest is long away. The ground, maybe the ground is different because the culture is different. I think so. That teacher about that.
Yes,
I think the weather and the places and are different, but I think the tendency is the same around the world. The people is looking for emigrate to the city, to the countryside. They're looking for nature, looking for yes, for different things, and like looking for themselves more, the money or more. Yes, I think the tendency is the same in around the world.
Yes, I think especially after the pandemic, many people realized that that you are in a way safer in the nature, and the best way would be also like to have your own vegetables and maybe your own animals. But I think it's true, especially during the pandemic, many people moved to the countryside, so closer to the nature. Okay, so let's move on as our time is limited. I'm going to show you another video of a very different architecture. Here is a small hint, and then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to divide you into groups so you can answer the questions. Going to close some of the videos here and show you a little bit. There's no volume, just silence. Okay, I think you got a clue. So I'm going to divide you into groups again, and I would like you to answer the same questions as you did before. So again, you have around 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, I got it.
Cool. Okay, so we are back. And now I would like you to share what you discussed in smaller groups. So in the first group, we had Christian, Diana, Elena, Miriam, Wilfredo. So what do you think, which period of time is the architecture from and who lived there?
Hi. I think that we talk about it, and we think that it looks like ancient, like ancient constructions. But it's also like this have like this air of modernity in some other constructions. I don't know, and I don't know my classmates there if they think in a specific time of period about this architecture. No, I don't know. I think like it looks ancient, like an ancient constructions.
It looks ancient. Okay, yes, thank you, Elena. And Christian, Diana, Miriam, Wilfredo, who do you think lived there? Who are the people who live there?
Teacher, we are in point of the city is a pretty city. We found the similarities in the architecture with
Christian? I think I can't hear you.
Hello.
Yes, Miriam.
In the video appear castillos.
Castles.
Sí, castle. Several around the tree. We architecture is very perfect, very well do. In Colombia, la architecture is the house. House very pretty, but no castillos.
No castles.
Castle. These castles are very, very beautiful.
Okay, thank you, Miriam. Then let's look at another group, group number 2. We had Cynthia, Juan Jose, Manuela, Sofia, Vico. Did you like the architecture? Why or why not? What did you think?
For sure, it's an amazing architecture, sorry. We can feel different styles, or maybe not so much different style, but we can feel something that is like, or remind us something that is like hierarchy, something like that. In Colombia, we don't have a lot of kind of this kind of, we don't have so much about this kind of architecture. So it's amazing to see a different architecture. I love the colors on the roof. I love that the city is surrounded by nature. I can feel myself walking down through those streets, maybe enjoy the silence, maybe enjoying that the streets are not full of people. I feel that I will be really happy in this place because it's beautiful, it's well designed. I think that the people that made this kind of architecture, that built this kind of buildings, took a lot of time to do this kind of building. So it's amazing to see that it's a well done work. So we had to experience and we had to admire this kind of work because it took a lot of time to be done.
Yes, definitely a lot of effort, and it's from a medieval time, so it's from the 15th century more or less. So yes, I think back then it was even more difficult. Now they have obviously renovated it, but I think during the middle time they didn't have like machines for building, so it was, everything needed more effort. So yes, thank you for bringing this out. And maybe yes.
The architecture for me is beautiful, but we discussed about personally, I would not like to live there because for me, like a place stuck in the time. So it's beautiful for tourism, not for live there for me. But
yes, it definitely has a very special atmosphere. So you have to like it because it has a lot of stones. It has a lot of old things. So yeah, the atmosphere is very different from other areas. It's true. And is there anything similar in Colombia, like something similar? Angela, Pedro, Rafael, Sebastian, what do you think?
I think that is not similar to Colombia. In Colombia, there are no castles or fortress like that. Only in Cartagena. In Cartagena is only one fortress, but it's a dome of a fortress, and it's a fortress from other era and with cannons and weapons with fire weapons. This architecture, if you I think that if you ask to everybody, what do you think about this architecture? Everybody says that it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The roofs, the shape of the building, and it's a mystery how, for me it's a mystery how people could put that roof tiles in that shape, because the roof has that the roof have a very pointed shape, a very interesting shapes. The colors and looks like that landscape looks like a Harry Potter movie, but with much more nature, much more trees, beautiful trees and beautiful sky. What is the name of that city?
Tallinn. This is the capital of Estonia. Yes.
And the thing that look in the far away in blue color is the sea.
Yes. It's next to the sea, so you have beautiful views.
In Colombia, specifically, not the same kind of architecture because we didn't have castles, but in the group we discussed about some places in Colombia who likes who looks frozen in the time, like Santa Fe, Antioquia, or Barichara. They don't have castles, but they are frozen in the time. and we compare these places and think we are similar. They are similar.
Yes, yes, thank you. It's a good comparison because in Colombia there are also historic places like Villa de Leyva, Santa Fe de Antioquia, Mompox, Barichara. Yes, they are not the same architecture, but also old. So yes, yes, but the style is a bit different.
Teacher, Pilvisto, here in Medellin, I know to visit to wall near to the Botero Place.
Yes.
It's a mall similar to near to the metro to the Botero Place. And
Yes,
similar for the towers, but I like to walk. Color is wonderful, wonderful color in the red in the rough sky white. I don't know. The painted color red. I look to house. That's house. Why?
I actually I don't know why. It may be the material, but maybe also if you come from the sea, it's easier to see the red color.
Better resist to the time, to the water, to the sound, maybe.
Maybe, yes. But I have to check it. I actually don't know why this color. Yeah, but I think it can be the material, maybe also the aesthetics, but maybe for the ships it's easier to know where the port is.
In my city, I am from Medellin.
Yes.
And I am about history, the matter, the cement mezcl, arena, and blood to mix to prepare to walk.
Okay. Yes. So the materials are different.
And correctly, yes.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
Is it expensive to live there in Tallinn?
It depends on the area of the city, but this particular area is very expensive. Like only basically if you are rich, you can live there because it's historic. It's very expensive. Yes.
Okay, but it's big because in the picture looks small.
It is small. It is really small actually.
Okay.
And Tallinn as a city is small because in Tallinn there are 405,000 people. And let me write it for you. In Old Tallinn, so maybe in the old town, I don't know, maybe, yeah, it's small and it's only one neighborhood. So it is, you can walk through it like within 1 hour, basically, or 2 hours max.
I got it. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so I have another quick video for you. I'm not going to divide you into groups anymore because we don't have much time, but I would like to show you another video and then we can just directly discuss it after watching it. So here's a small hint about what I'm going to show you. More wood. And okay, and here is the video. Okay, I think I'm not going to show you all of it. I think you got the impression. So first of all, what do you think? Which period of time is this kind of architecture from? Now it's an open microphone. Everybody can speak.
Hi.
Hi, Rafael.
That look like the Wild West. The old Wild West.
Interesting comparison. Yes, maybe you're right.
Because everything is in boards, wooden boards, and the shape of the doors of the how do you say aceras?
Pavement.
Yeah.
I'm going to write it.
And then the windows, the people outside playing instruments and drinking beer. It's too similar to the Wild West.
Yes, interesting comparison. I had never thought about it. So anyone else?
I think that people is really relaxed on the street because it looks like people don't worry a lot about maybe violence or thieves or another things that maybe are common in this kind of context. I don't want to speak bad about my country, but because I know that my country is really beautiful. I know that my country is really beautiful, and my country has an impressive natural beauty. But I think that the people can enjoy the street more than we can enjoy our streets. So it's amazing to watch this kind of people relaxing on the street. The streets really, really lonely. The streets empty streets. I love that kind of feeling because I think that we need a lot of silence to experience ourselves, to feel what we have inside. So for me, it's amazing. I think that this is the kind of landscape that we are looking for in Europe, because I think also that these are the kind of landscape that we are able to pay for, because we want to see, to feel, to understand more of that culture, because in any case it's a very cool culture. And I have to say that it's amazing how Hebrew in general had a combination between something that is amazing, observing the architecture, and something that is amazing, observing the environment, the atmosphere around the cities. Because in Colombia we had an amazing nature, but I think that we lack a little bit of amazing architecture.
Thank you, Vico, for the comment. Yes, I think Colombia is its beauty, but
I agree with you, Vico.
Yes, because especially now in Medellin, I feel that there are so many people, and there's always something going on in the street, because sometimes in Estonia, I feel that it's too silent, that I would like to have more movement or see people. But yeah, I think the cities are very different. So yes. Pedro?
Sure, I look to very respectful, because the architecture, maybe I know two different cultures. I looked at different cultures in the picture, but respectful architecture. I like very, very interesting. And young people, old people, around on one city.
Yes, I can tell you a hint that it's a university city. So the people you see, I think most of them are students or they work for the university. So you can see that the atmosphere is like a bit bohemian, maybe. Yeah, because the style is, the cities where the most important universities in Estonia. I'm going to write the name for you. It's called Tartu. Okay, anyone else would like to comment?
Hello.
Hello,
I
Miriam.
I think the construction is in wall, but no in Castel. This had very windows appear un hotel. This appeared in the center of city. The people saw in the streets. In Castle, the people are more encerradas.
Yes, they're more, yeah, more closed in, maybe. Yes.
Closed, sí, are more closed. These are more open.
Yes, yes, yes. More,
Gracias.
yes, more
Thank
space
you.
outside. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but only in summer, because this is summertime. In Estonia, we have 4 seasons, so in winter it's very different. You can't see anyone in the street. So yeah, for maybe 5 months every year we can sit on the street like this. Diana?
Okay, for me is an amazing place. So many people on the street. I think the windows are small windows. I don't know.
Yes, yes.
No, the place is beautiful. Are there the 4 station there?
Yes, 4 seasons. Yes.
Okay. Okay, season. Okay, season.
Yes.
Okay, for me it's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Me. I don't know if the wood is better is better from the winter than the bricks, because I realized that the people from the northern hemisphere really likes the wooden buildings. I think that is because it's better from are warmer from the brick structures.
Yes, and yes, and I think also because we have a lot of wood available because of the forests, and I think it's just the wood creates this very special atmosphere, because we say that the wood breathes, that there's movement of air, and it's like very natural. So also you feel it inside the house, that it's more maybe organic. But it's a good construction material. Obviously, the stones last longer, but wood is very sustainable. Like it's very good for the environment, probably better than other materials, because because of many things. But obviously, it's not as resistant as stones, or concrete, but it really creates this special atmosphere, and it's also cheaper, probably.
Because in Latin America, the wooden structures, the wooden buildings are how do you say escaso?
They're rare. They're rare.
Yes.
How is the wood building in the winter, for example? Is good for the head?
It's okay, but we have like between the walls there is a specific material that keeps the house warm. So you need to have new windows. I think this house still has some old windows. So if you have old windows, then it gets colder. But if you have new window, it has to be very hermetic, basically. But there are special materials to make the house warmer. Okay, so one last person. Would anyone else like to say anything before we finish? Okay.
We are 13 people.
Yes.
Yes. You know, but I think the architecture from Estonia are nice, are exotic, are beautiful, and old from an old era and from current era too. Is interesting. It's interesting the architecture from Estonia and the landscapes. I don't know that information. It's very interesting for me.
Thank you, Rafael. Pedro, did you want to say something?
Teacher, thank you for your time first. And second, thank you for flying to many different cultures. I don't know to Estonia, never. So thank you all people in this class.
Yes, yes. I would also really like to thank you for participating. I think you make this conversation club happen, and it's really nice to share things from my culture and also learn things about Colombia always. We are going to have the next conversation club on the 18th of October. So 18th October at 1, same time. It's another Tuesday. And we are going to talk about the Estonian fairy tales. So I'm going to make a slideshow about the fairy tale. We are going to read together, and then we are going to work with it. So I really hope to see you again. Let me just share the link for the feedback. So if you can, maybe in 2 minutes, you can fill out the feedback so I can know how to improve the event. But yeah, thank you so much for participating, and I really, really hope to see you in October 18th, same time.
Thank you so much, teacher.
Thank you so
And
much.
bye,
Okay,
everyone.
thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good afternoon.
Bye. Bye. Take
Thank
care.
you very much.
It's a pleasure
God
that
bless you,
you
teacher. Bye-bye.
A very interesting class.
Thank
See
you.
you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.